Hello, my name is Gerardo Gancz. I'm a K through 8 educator at Allegiance STEAM Academy in Chino, California. I have 20 years in the classroom. Currently, I also serve in helping develop automated workflows at my school. This presentation is called Automate the Busywork, and it is based on my best practices paper for Site 2026. I want to be upfront. I'm not a traditional researcher. I'm a teacher who just got tired of paperwork and decided to do something about it. What started as one automation has grown into 40 plus workflows running across my school every single day. That is what this video is about, but more importantly, how you can do the same thing. A quick background about myself. I've been teaching for 20 years. I've mainly taught Spanish, but however, I have also taught PE and computer literacy. Currently at Allegiance Team Academy, I am the automation lead at our school. I design, build, and support workflows used by teachers, admin, and office staff. We don't have an ID department. I don't have a computer science degree. Like I said before, I'm just a teacher with a problem, and I use tools to help me with them. Here is the honest reality of schoolwork. How much of your day, or more importantly, how much of your teacher's day is spent on tasks that have nothing to do with actual instruction? They could be parent emails sent manually, behavior forms having to be walked to the front office by hand, data entered into spreadsheets row by row, signatures tracked on paper, follow ups that fall through the cracks when things get busy. Michael Fullen's change theory is clear on this. When educators are overwhelmed by fragmented administrative processes, meaningful instruction improvement becomes very hard to sustain. And the organizational efficiency research backs this up. Automation improves accuracy, consistency, and time management. The problem is that most automation literature focuses on enterprise systems requiring IT support and budget. What I want to show you are tools that a classroom teacher can access for free or even some minimal payment plans, built in an afternoon and deployed school-wide within a week. My approach is grounded in practitioner inquiry. Every workflow followed the same 5 steps. Number 1, identify the pain point. Number 2, design a simple workflow with one starting event and clear outcomes. Number 3, test with real school data. Number 4, refine based on what I saw. Number 5, then scale school-wide. The tools I used are Zapier for connecting apps, Google Workspace for forms and data, and AI tools for writing code, without any coding background required. The last part matters. If you can describe a task in plain English, you can automate it. That is the whole idea. Let me walk you through 4 real workflows running in my school right now. At most schools, the work of running school, the forms, the follow ups, the phone calls, the paper trails, falls on people, manually, every time. These 4 workflows show what happens when that changes. The first one is the independent study workflow. This used to take a village. A parent requests independent study, and suddenly, 5 people need to do 5 different things. First, create a folder. Second, generate documents. Third, chase down signatures. Fourth, update a spreadsheet. And finally, set a reminder. Someone always drops the ball. Now, one form submission kicks off everything: folders, documents, signature requests to parents, students, and teachers, dashboard updates, and automatic reminders. The process runs itself. Compliance is up, lost paperwork is gone. The second automated workflow is a behavioral referral workflow. This used to be a 4-stop journey. First, fill out a form. Second, walk it to the office. Third, email the teacher separately. And finally, maybe remember to call home. There was never a guarantee any of it connected. Now, one Google Form submission notifies the admin, updates the tracker, emails the homeroom teacher, and contacts the parents, all at once, every time, with a complete record. 5 outcomes, 1 step. Students shouldn't have to always wait days to know how they did. When a student submits an assessment, they get a personalized email back with their score and specific next steps automatically. No waiting, no extra work for the teacher, just immediate, consistent feedback that actually helps students move forward. And that is the third workflow currently running in my school, and which would be the automatic student feedback. And the last one that is currently running at my school is a QR code dismissal system. Dismissals don't have to mean chaos. Families can scan a QR code for pickup. Teachers can even scan a QR code. Teachers update dismissal status through a simple form. The data routes to grade level dashboards in real time. No phone calls between classrooms or the front office. No guesswork, just a safer, faster end to the school day. The through line across all four: the people doing important work stop being the connective tissue between the systems. The systems connect themselves now. Here is what makes all of this accessible to educators with zero technical background. AI writes the code for you. My process is simple. Describe the task in plain English. Paste it into Gemini, Copilot, or any AI tool. It generates the complete code. I paste it into AppScript, set a trigger, and test it. If it breaks, I paste the error back into AI and say fix this, start to finish, under 15 minutes for a basic automation. The reframe here is important. You are not the coder. You are the architect. You bring the problem, the context, and the judgment. AI provides the technical execution. That division of labor is what makes this realistic for working educators without IT support. The question I get most often is, what happens when it makes a mistake? The key principle is that automation does not make independent decisions. It processes data that humans submit. That routing and communication is automated. The inputs always come from educators. Every workflow includes feedback loops. We monitor logs, review outputs, and adjust based on what we observe. And I will be transparent. I did make an error once during testing. An incorrect setting was sent emails to unintended recipients. I turned the system off immediately, fixed the configuration, tested it thoroughly, and turned it back on. That experience is why I always say, test with your own data first, get administrator oversight, and treat these as living systems that need our attention over time. Three implications worth naming quickly. First, leadership. Automation supports distributed leadership by creating transparent, consistent processes that do not depend on any one person's memory. Leaders can focus on instruction, not procedural follow ups. That is Fullen's coherence argument in practice. Second, equity. Free tools mean schools with limited budgets and no IT support are not excluded. A classroom teacher can build this. That matters. Third, and this is important, automation is a tool, not a strategy. It works clearly for defined, recurring processes. It does not replace judgment, relationships, or expertise. The goal is always to free up human time for the work that actually requires humans. In conclusion, automation is not a replacement for educators. It is a tool for supporting them. When we automate the busy work, the referrals, the reminders, the data entry, we are not removing educators from the process. We are removing the friction that stops them from doing their best work. The workflows I described were built by a classroom teacher with free tools, no IT support, and no computer science background. They now run across an entire school because good automation is invisible. It just runs. My invitation: identify one repetitive task at your school, something that happens the same way every week, that someone does manually, that you could describe in one sentence. Start there, build one workflow, test it, and see what happens when it runs itself. Thank you for watching. I am Gerardo Gancz from Allegiance STEAM Academy in Chino, California. My full paper is in the Site 2026 Proceedings. I will be on the discussion board at academicexperts.org throughout the conference March 23rd through the 27th. Please drop a question or comment. I read and respond to everything. You can also reach me directly at gerardo.gantz@asathrive.org. Thank you again for watching.